Virgos, welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot and welcome to your cards for August. I'm doing these a little bit differently. Each one is actually a little bit different. Just kind of going with the flow here with what Spirit wants to show you guys. And you were one of those readings where it was super important to kind of lay out the cards and allow you to look at them. So I'm just jumping in really quickly to talk about a couple of things with the energy and the planets in August. So it's definitely an intense month. July was intense. August is intense. I've been saying all along it's kind of a hot summer. This is where a lot of things are culminating in our lives, and there's a lot of emphasis on your sixth house, specifically Virgo. And because we're hosting Saturn there, and because we also have Jupiter retrograding from your seventh house back into your sixth, and as well we have 2 full moons in this sign. Now, it's very rare to get 2 full moons, so especially because it's in the energy of Aquarius, and we're dealing with the Saturn-Uranus square, which is all about the search for freedom and breaking through these structures in our lives. And our sixth house can talk a lot about our health and even our mental health. And I think it's a really important time to nurture and support ourselves and our bodies and our health more than anything this month. You really understand the essence of your need for self-care, your need for really good, solid decisions, and to start to choose yourself. Because sometimes in a sixth house transit, we can find other people could really drain us. Situations could drain us. And it's oftentimes when we have these transit, it's an opportunity for healing, right? Because the sixth house is a house of healing. It's a house of mastery. Mastery of self, mastery of mind, mastery of our day-to-day rituals. And I really feel like this is an opportunity for Virgo to get super healthy. And it's divine timing because we have so many changes coming up so rapidly. And it may be hard to understand when we're in a couple of months of like our desire and our wants and our needs just kind of really taking control over us. And yet there's like obstacles and delays because we're in such a heavy retrograde period. And Uranus is going to go retrograde in Taurus, which is really the only outer planet that isn't retrograde. So we're going to be feeling that. And we're going to feel the need to change some structures in our lives for the better. And I really want you guys to understand how productive and wonderful this energy can be if you use it to your advantage. If you start to really focus on your health and your well-being and your peace of mind. And there's a lot about this reading that talks to me about you needing to find that peace of mind. It's a very important key to this month. And that we don't really let like other people's drama or other people's opinions or the negative thoughts that we have or our need for perfectionism to really shake us. Because this month is about becoming solid, Virgo. Becoming solid in your health, solid in your mind, solid in your structures. And the rest of the stuff will kind of fall into place after we do that mastery of self. So I'm going to put the camera down so we can kind of concentrate on these cards together. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, guys. Hello, Virgo. I wanted to do your reading a little bit differently because I was really pulled to the beauty of these cards, the layout, and the flow, because I think it's a pretty good description of how August is going to go for you. Now, the thing is, you are starting this month in the energy of the Page of Wands. And the thing that I love the most about a Page of Wands is kind of the return to our childlike state. And there's almost this energy of, non-attachment to any outcomes. The Page of Wands has very little expectations because it is just willing to try. And I think this month, your essence, your attitude has to be that of optimism, that you might have to try a whole lot of things. Sometimes, some days, the way through that energy in more difficult times or in heavier states of mind is to allow yourself to just let go. And to allow yourself to follow your heart. And that's what this Leo season is about for you, Virgo. Now, Leo season, your 12th house, this is very karmic. And as we have the sun going through your 12th house, it tends to get a little bit uncomfortable, right? And we have your environment card here as the star card, which came out in reverse. Now, I don't normally take reversals for these two cards, but it did spin on the table, and it was clearly a message from Spirit that there is some sort of resistance. There is a blockage. And what happens always, it is, one of the laws of the universe is that of our relationship with desire. Now, I've said this to a lot of signs. I've kind of had these repeating messages, and I really do think that this is a lot about what 2021 is all about, which is our ability to detach from the desire. Because oftentimes, especially in very karmic cycles and patterns in our life, our attachment to outcomes and expectations is the very thing that hurts us. And a lot of times that often comes with those ego traits that we have, like the need to be right or the need to kind of dictate or know how things are going to, there's an element of control here. And the Page of Wands doesn't demand control. It doesn't demand guarantees or answers. It's just willing to kind of experiment. And the Page of Wands attitude is that about the experience of life itself. And I think for some signs, it's kind of like the bigger picture, but I think, Virgo, for you, especially because you have Venus moving through your sign, which makes you really super attractive. In your physical appearance, Venus will make you more attractive. As well, you will become more magnetic, right? Venus through your 12th can really have you affecting other people in ways you may not realize. Because although you're coming out as a Page of Wands this month, I'm looking here at this Chariot card and this Hermit card. Like, we have a lot of major arcana. We've got a lot of big hitter cards here. And so this energy is not small. And when I say that you're coming out of Page of Wands, it's not because you yourself are small. It's not because you are playing it small this month. It's because this is your power. The power to have faith that everything will just simply work out the way it is supposed to work out. But I don't know how easy it is to get to this Page of Wands. Like, I'm not sure, Virgo, that you're going to, boom, August 1st, go into the month in this Page of Wands. I get the feeling that the Page of Wands energy is kind of something that you have to work your way towards. And the way that you work your way towards becoming that of a Page of Wands is because your environment is a star in reverse, suggesting that there's a resistance to the wishes that you are wanting, the desire, right? The star card is being seen, finding like that special thing, that thing you've been searching for. It really is all about the search. You might be searching for answers. You might be searching for those outcomes and those guarantees. You might be searching for very physical things that you're hoping and desiring, right? Maybe some of us want to purchase a new car. Some of us want to purchase a new home. Some of us want to solidify a relationship. Some of us are working on projects or taking on passions in which, you know, on the surface, or our intentions, what we think we want. The 12th house is kind of where we're going to be at odds with it, because there is resistance. And we get to stall this star because it is, the wishes are coming. I want you to know, like, this is definitely movement. There's absolutely no stagnation here. But the Hermit suggests that there's some inside work to be done before the outside things start to take hold. And I've been saying this for quite some time now, that once we start to move into Virgo season and then into Libra season, things will solidify. But right now, it's not really about the solidity in the 3D. Now, bottom of the deck, we have this Two of Pentacles. And I always get kind of mixed feelings with the Two of Pentacles. Mainly because he's juggling these two things, right? And you've got this waves of water behind him, suggesting that the environment is, or the situation is, probably a little bit turbulent. Now, I always view the water as our emotion, so we're probably in some sort of situation where there's a little bit of fight or flight, stressful, maybe changing your emotions rapidly from one day to the next. Like, I really want to invest in this thing, but I still want to do this other thing. And maybe there's simply too many things with the Two of Pentacles, and therefore we kind of lose focus. But I think that we're meant to lose focus. I think the universe is going to have you kind of looking at both the future and the past this month, because they're both so closely intertwined. And that's what I see here with the Chariot and the Hermit. I see your future, the Chariot, and the past is a Hermit, meaning here are options in front of you. There are some very real potential and possibilities here. And the reason why that one thing that you really want isn't quite here yet is because these two options, which is always speaking to me of your mind saying, well, it has to be either this or that. When in fact we know, and the universe always reminds us that this and that can be true. These two things can kind of coexist. For some of us, this is just like our psychology, our outward self and our inward self. And here we have the Empress in reverse next to the Seven of Swords. And I almost kind of like this energy because this tells me, Virgo, that you might slip up a little in August. See, what I see with this Chariot and the Hermit is like major mastery. And this is what happens when you host Saturn in the 6th house, is because you start to master your mindset. You've learned so much. Some of you may very well be studying like the law of attraction stuff, or listening to Abraham Hicks, or really starting to take a active role in the co-creation process. And you're applying all of that wisdom with the Hermit. The Hermit also does suggest that we're in a period of darkness, right? The story with the Hermit is that he moves on into the cave, seeking inner wisdom. And so it tells me that this isn't really a month where we're going to be like consulting a lot of other people. It's not a month where we're going to be asking other people like what to do or what their opinion is. Look, the fact is 2020 is about really finding the ultimate freedom and shaking loose from all the things that prohibited your life in the past. Your future and your past. Your future and your past. And the truth is, if you are letting things from your past or mistakes from your past mentally block you from your wishes coming true, this is a month you have to overcome it. And it's absolutely 100% possible. Now I see the Empress card in reverse, and this is always, always, always that negative self-talk. And this becomes really, really apparent, especially as Venus starts to move through your sign. Now, there's going to be some Virgos that are feeling really, really good about themselves. Page of Wands isn't somebody who is shy in any way or even quiet. This is certainly not a wallflower energy. And I really think that this is like the miracle energy that comes through when Virgo starts to release the need for perfectionism, right? Like the Empress in reverse is like us nitpicking ourselves, our lives, our friendships and relationships, even our jobs, like our talents, and we just nitpick them until it's kind of like beating a dead horse, which, I mean, here we have the bookend of this, Empress in reverse and the Ten of Swords. And the Empress in reverse is really what needs to end, because this is how you self-sabotage. These are the fears that creep up, right? The fear that we're not worthy, that we're not good enough. This is where we could start to compare ourselves to others. And the thing about the Empress is that she's fertile. She's in full receiving mode. She's fully aware that she has the ability to attract all of the things that she desires to her so easily. But in reverse, there is resistance, much like the Star card in reverse. So the source of the environment not quite being ready yet is your relationship to self. Negative thought patterns, not believing in yourself, not believing in the dream. You know, this could be a lack of confidence, a lack of connection in your body. Look, guys, if you're in any kind of a sexual relationship or you find yourself in any type of sexual situations this month, there could be the universe kind of testing you about your relationship with your body and your comfort levels with vulnerability. Because the Empress in reverse can try to control stuff. She can kind of try to purposely exude her power. There could be a tendency of criticizing yourself, not feeling good about yourself. There could be the acceptance that the way that you've cared for yourself lately maybe wasn't the best, right? But the Chariot here I love, because this is the opportunity to address those issues. And this is Virgo saying, this has to stop. And the environment is really inviting you to do that work. The environment is really like so supportive of this growth process. And it's not like we're gonna miss the star. And I find myself reminding a lot of people, a lot of clients, a lot of friends and people that are very close to me, the rejection or the resistance that we're experiencing at this time is really setting us up for our long-term goals, because we have to sort of reframe this stuff in order for the rest of the stuff to click in place. Now, the Hermit card does indicate that there is solitude. And what I love, love, love the most about this reading is we have this, I pulled, the Hermit card came out and immediately the word solitude came to mind. And then here we have this solidity inner core card. And this is you realizing how very solid you are. Like, this stuff is just an illusion. Any essence of not being good enough, feeling like you're not ready for certain situations, or maybe you don't have enough money, or just the fact that like nothing's ever truly worked out in the past, so why should this situation be any different? But Virgo's becoming so solid. Like Virgo, I get a sense, you sense this a mile away. You could sense your mind, your body, your thoughts kind of drifting over to this negative thought pattern. And then boom, you change it because you're easy. It's a page of wands. You hear that negative thought in your mind and then you conquer it. And I just don't see how when you go at life in a page of wands attitude, how anything can really disappoint you. Even the solitude actually feels like fun. And the page of wands is very courageous, very free, right? And you think that's the ultimate goal, is for that freedom. Ten of Cups. This is a freedom because you've let a part of yourself go. And this is all about kind of leaving the baggage behind. Like, in order for this real reset to happen, we really have to reset. We really have to recreate ourselves. We have to reframe these scenarios. Some of you want to deepen a connection or a relationship. And here we have the Empress in reverse, and we have hold your vision, fixed moon. And the interesting thing is that this month we have 2 full moons in the sign of Aquarius. Now, the first full moon takes place at the very end of July 23rd or 24th. But it's very rare that we have a full moon repeat in the same sign. So we know that this area of our chart, which is our 6th house, we know that there will be adjustments, that there has to be change, that certain things have to kind of be let go. Now, Aquarius ruling your 6th house, a lot of this can be about your health and mental well-being. Like I said, changing our mind, ending that self-criticism. We have hold your vision, and I feel like this tells a story about how we need certain things to be, or how we need them to go in our lives. And look, you made a wish on a star that something, right, that something would come in, or you would reach a certain goal. And to me, this Star card, this is all about the search for peace. You really don't give yourself a whole lot of peace when you find yourself in negative thought patterns. But see, we have a fixed moon, so the thing that's being broken free from is something that's pretty deeply ingrained, right? Leo, 12th house, subconscious kind of repeated karmic patterns. And those are the things that have to change. Which tells me that there's probably certain opinions that Virgos had for a really long time, or just a vision of how things have to, must go. And it is those mentalities. It is that hypercriticism of self or of others that keeps you stagnant and stuck. It creates this resistance. And then we have this Lake Wanaka. Peace begins with me. I choose to be peaceful. I am peaceful. And this comes right underneath the Seven of Swords. And that's what I mean. I actually like the energy of the Seven of Swords because it's so obvious. You know, sometimes you could pick up somebody kind of really being sneaky with this card, but I think this is your energy and how you self-sabotage yourself. And again, I want to tell you guys, this could all really be related to your health. There might be some old habits or old things that we keep doing. The negative mindset. This could be eating foods that you know really aren't that good for you, right? Like especially if we are like emotional eaters. This happens to me. You know, you find yourself, instead of like really nourishing yourself with the healthy foods that probably take longer. You have to actually go to the grocery store more often, get healthy ingredients. Like there's work. And because we're in this Page of Wands and we just kind of want to go, go, go and experience life, in a lot of ways that might be where we are sabotaging self. But the Seven of Swords will be clear. You'll know by the contrast. You'll know by how your body feels or how other people are reacting to you. The Seven of Swords, it's sharp, and he's holding very sharp weapons in his hands. And he knows he has the ability to hurt himself and or others by this behavior. And really what we want to do is get to this peaceful place, right? And the peaceful place is a reflection of the solidity and the inner core of self, the hermit. There's a real opportunity here for healing. If you choose not to resist it. Because here's the thing about that Chariot. It means that everything has to get into alignment in order for this to move. Which means that any aspect of life that is kind of off balance will be clear to you. The universe is going to make these things clear to you so that you can make the adjustments, right? You trust yourself. You trust what you're learning about yourself. And this helps to make you stronger. This is all what Saturn does. And meanwhile, we had Jupiter move up into your 7th house. And then in August, he retrogrades back into Aquarius in your 6th. And the thing that I loved about Jupiter being in Pisces in the 7th house is like you got this glimpse this potential of what it could be. This beautiful story, this opportunity, the thing that you decide that you really truly want and desire in your life. Okay, so we get the inspiration, and then Saturn moves back into your 6th house, and then it's suddenly about the work again. And the Chariot's not afraid of the work. The Chariot sees clearly the path and what he has to do. And I love, love, love the Hermit, because it just feels like our inner guidance is so supporting us. It's supporting us. It's making us more solid. And what happens when we're more solid is that we could begin to make progress because we believe in ourselves, because we gain that courage and that confidence. The Empress starts to become upright again. And until the Empress is upright, the Ten of Cups is simply unachievable. Until the Empress is upright, we're going to keep juggling this side of self and that side of self, and what do we want, what do we need, and we're so unsure, and there's so much doubt. We don't really want to drop the ball on anything, but also we're not fully investing, right? 2 of Pentacles means we're not quite all in. But the Ten of Cups is all in. So the ultimate goal is for Virgo to be all in. And you can't be all in until you end this aspect of self. And here we have card number 33, Peaks of Joy. And that's what I meant about that Jupiter in Pisces, which was like so hopeful and beautiful and flowing energy, and everything seemed to be going perfectly and so easy. And then boom, back in Aquarius, and Jupiter says, yeah, but there's still more work to be done. The Peaks of Joy showed you things. They led you to what this Ten of Cups means for you. Maybe it means really good health. Maybe it means losing weight, quitting smoking. Maybe it means finding the house of your dreams or getting married. Whatever this 33, whatever this Ten of Cups is to you, Peaks of Joy means you've seen it, you've tasted it. This comes from a place of experience. And the Page of Wands is going to tell you that anything that you experience that puts you in this Ten of Cups energy is the path for you. And the fact of the matter is there's just no resisting the changes, whether you like it or not. It could be hard, right? Like if there's resistance to breaking the habits, or if you're not really seeing or recognizing the opportunities in front of you, then the month can be really frustrating. Maybe there's a part of you that really just wants peace, and then there's another part of you that kind of wants this excitement. And the Chariot is about, it's about knowing ourselves emotionally, like understanding our souls. And there's no doubt that you have a wise soul, Virgo. And I don't think the answers are going to be hard to find. I don't think the path is going to be hard to get to. But it might take you in some different directions. And here underneath the Ten of Swords, we have card number 58, Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimation. And this has everything to do with this Empress in reverse. Because like there's this need to understand that whatever you want, whatever it is you're inviting into your life, Virgo, like it doesn't matter if the other people understand it. It doesn't matter if they can come with you. Like some of you might really have your heart set on a certain outcome that won't work out this month. And it's really going to challenge your ego. It's really going to start to make you question yourself. If this is a rejection from someone in some way, you might start to really feel down on yourself. You'll notice that these symptoms, they grow. First, you start not feeling good about yourself or the way that you look. Then suddenly you find yourself having financial issues. They all trickle and flow. And Venus is going to get ready to move into your second house in the sign of Libra. And it's going to really question your ability to work with others. You can't really achieve that peace if you yourself are so fragile, right? Like a mirror is fragile. You might find yourself feeling confidence-wise, security-wise, a little bit fragile. But you're exactly where you're meant to be. These things are happening for you so that you could clearly understand how in control you truly are. And because you're in such a powerful, controlling place, the more you attach yourself to the easiness, to the idea that it doesn't have to last forever, or it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect in order for it to be a beautiful experience. And if you could really do a good job of destroying that ego, that need to be right, that need to be prepared for worst case scenarios, which definitely comes from like negative thought processes. And you just kind of have to allow life to happen for you in its time. And I think when Venus starts to move into your second house next month, towards September, when the sun starts to enter your sign in your season, you will get the reward. The Ten of Cups will really be attainable for you. This peace will be attainable because you're no longer stuck. This vision is no longer fixed. It doesn't have to be this way or no way at all. New creative opportunities will come to you. And sometimes they'll come to you just because you're in this Page of Wands. Anything can happen. And it's really important, Virgo, for you to get out of the house. Start to really enjoy life, right? Virgo or Leo season, you might feel a little bit more introverted, right? The Hermit may not be like the most social month for you. And of course, we always tend to feel a little bit drained just before our solar returns, right? For some of you, your bodies will require more rest. For some of you, you may be really coveting the quiet, alone time. Because there's a lot that comes from this period of time for you. There's a lot of learning. There's so much wisdom. And it's like the path opens. And the Page of Wands feels zero resistance. And she's not held down by her ego or all of her old opinions about how it had to be. She's braced for surrender because she knows she has to do this healing before all of the other stuff can start to happen. We've got this Two of Pentacles, and underneath we have the Queen of Wands. If you feel a lack of confidence in August, do not worry, it will return. The desires will return. You will attract the things to you easily. And the World card, which means you're entering a new portal. See, this is getting you ready for your season, Virgo. This is getting you ready for you to see the results of all the work you've been doing all this time. I think Virgo has a lot to prove. I think Virgo has a lot to gain because of it. And I think there's probably a lot of people in Virgo's environment that are going to be a little shocked at the new person that's emerging. This kind of freer spirit. And it's a person that really loves themselves, loves life. The kind of person that falls in love with like weird outfits or, you know, maybe nostalgic pieces, and it all allows everything to flow so beautifully when you're just attracted to the really good parts of life and you just enjoy it for what it is, that moment, that day, that hour, that nap, the really good conversation, meeting that new person, looking at new homes. Like, it's so exciting, all of the possibilities, even if it's not quite here yet. You have a choice. You could have faith that the universe is clearly going to bring this right to you. Have faith that you're in alignment with the wishes that you're making, that you know you're deserving of them, so we don't resist them when they get here. And until then, you could really allow yourself to have fun. At the very, very least, there will be moments in August where my Virgos will start to feel a beautiful form of youth and childhood wonder. And it's really, really beautiful, Virgos. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that you have a really beautiful August, and I can't wait to talk to you guys soon for your season. Take care, Virgo. Love you so much. Bye.